Ray rode his bike 3 miles north and then 4 miles east. He then rode directly home as represented by Y. How far was his ride home? You should automatically know this is a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. So the answer is Y equals C, 5. Now you know there's no possibility that Y could be A or B. Y has to be more than 4, more than 3, and more than 4. The only possibilities are 5 or 7. And you should remember the 3, 4, 5 right triangle. But let's check that. 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. 9 plus 16 equals 25. I've drawn this triangle for you, but you should have been able to draw this yourself. He goes 3 miles north and then 4 miles east. This is a 90-degree turn. North and then east, and then from here directly back home. Number 2, Monica rode her motorcycle 5 kilometers. She then made a 90-degree turn right and rode until she found a gas station. After filling her tank, Monica rode directly back to her starting point 13 kilometers away. How far did she ride from the right turn to the gas station? She rode 5 kilometers, then made a 90-degree turn right and rode until she found a gas station. Then she rode directly back to her starting point, 13 kilometers away from the gas station. They want to know the length of this side. This is the longest side. It is 13. It is opposite the right triangle. And this side is 5 units. So this is a 5, 12, 13 triangle, D. You needed to remember this special right triangle. Otherwise, you would have had to start here, trying the Pythagorean theorem, only to get all the way down here to find the answer. There was nothing you could eliminate because all of these numbers were less than the length of the hypotenuse, so they were all possible. The only thing that was definitely improbable was this number A, 5, with both of these sides the same. I did not teach you any special triangles that had 2 of the sides the same length. So most likely, this is not it. So you had about a 33% chance of getting this problem correct. Number 3, if box A is twice as big as box B, what is the volume of box A? Well, let's figure out the volume of box B first. Length times width times height is volume. So we have 5 times 4 is 20, times 3 is 60, whatever the units are, cubed. Volume is 3-dimensional. Now let's look at box A. They say that box A is twice as big as box B. It looks like it's twice as long as box B, making it twice as big as box B. So the length would be 10 here instead of 5, twice as long. But the width and the height are the same. 2 of these boxes can fit in this box. Box A is twice as big as box B. Now let's see what the volume of box A is. Volume is length times width times height. 10 times 12 is 120, whatever the units are, cubed. Units times units times units is units cubed, whatever they are. So the volume of this box is twice the volume of this box because the length of this box is twice as long as the length of this box. Our answer is D. Number 4. If the dimensions of box A are twice those of box B, what is the volume of box B? The dimensions of box A are twice those of box B. So this side is twice the amount of this side. So this side is half this amount, 5. This is twice the amount of this. This width of 2 is twice this width of 1. This height of 4 is twice this height of 2. So this is half of this is half of this, and this is half of this. All of these dimensions are twice all of these dimensions. Now I'm going to find the volume of box B. The volume is length times width times height. So 5 times 2 is 10 units cubed. So this volume is 80 units cubed. This volume is 10 units cubed. In this example, box A was twice the size of box B. So the volume was twice the amount. Here, the dimensions are twice the dimensions of box B. So the volume here is much larger than the volume. This box is not half the size of this box. The dimensions of this box are half the dimensions of this box. Number 5. What is the surface area of this box? Surface area is the area of this space here, the area of this space here, and the area of this space here multiplied by 2. The reason why it's multiplied by 2 is we have a front piece and a back piece that we can't see. We have a top piece and a bottom piece that we can't see. We have a right piece and then a left piece that we can't see. So we can only see half of the box on paper. But the box actually has 6 sides. 2 times this area here is length times width. The width is 2, the length is 5. So 2 times length times width. 2 times 10 because we've got this piece up here and the one on the bottom. Plus 2 times length times height. So we've got length times height. That's this piece in the front and the one in the back. So 2 times length times height. So the length is 5 and the height is 3. So 2 times 15 plus these 2 sides. They are width times height. 2 times 3 is 6, but we have 2 of them. So 2 times 6. 2 times 10 is 20. 2 times 15 is 30. 2 times 6 is 12. So all of these surface areas together equal 62, whatever the units are, squared. Area or surface area is 2-dimensional. This box is 3-dimensional, but surface area is just the space on the outside not what's going on inside. That's volume. Our answer is 6. Number 6. What is the surface area of this figure made of cubes? So the first thing is you are to assume that these are all perfect squares. Every face is a perfect square. These are cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes. They don't want to know how much space is inside here. They want to know how much space is outside. The surface area. So the area of each of these cubes is the same amount. So first we have to figure out what the area is of one cube. So area for a square is the length of the side squared, or length times width. Length times width. The length and the width are the same on a square. 3 times 3 is 9. So the area of each of these squares is 9. Now what we need to find out for total surface area is how many of these square surfaces are exposed. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the front, and likewise in the back. We just can't see when it's represented on paper two-dimensionally. But there is a front side and a back side. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces in the front and 5 pieces in the back for a total of 10 faces. Now on the top, there are 1, 2, 3, and on the bottom, there are 3. Underneath each of these is a face. So there are 3 top and bottom for a total of 6. Left, you can see that there's 1, 2 here on the left, this one here, and this one here on the right. So there are 2 on the left and 2 on the right for a total of 4. 10 plus 4 plus 6 is 20. So there are 20 of these squares, these faces of this figure exposed. Each of these squares has an area of 9 units squared. 9 times 20 is 180, whatever the units are, squared. Our answer is D.